Hi everyone, my name is AmySunHee and welcome to another Inktober sketchbook tour. This year I decided to set a reasonable goal for myself. Instead of drawing every day for the month of October, I decided to draw 15 drawings in total, so about half of the month. Each piece would include both character and background in order to tell a story throughout the month. This year, I used a Canson watercolor pad, which had 15 pages in it, perfect enough to reach my goal. As you can see, when I open up the pad, there are no drawings inside, and this is because this pad had each page adhered around the edges, and whenever I finished a drawing, I would have to detach it using a palette knife. So let's just jump in and see what I created this year. So for day one, we start out with our protagonist, leaving home for an adventure. Her name ended up being May. Thank you for all of you who gave suggestions. If you'd like to know what materials I use, please check out the link shown in the cards above. For day two, which happened a couple days later, I drew the protagonist May, enjoying a nice little lunch in the forest when she comes across a little animal companion named Tycho, which was one of the best suggestions I got from a follower on Instagram. From there, Tycho and May explore an abandoned workshop. They find an assortment of books and other materials. This one took me a while because I had to draw everything in perspective, I had to draw the lines for the shelves and all the items, but it ended up being a fun little challenge. Next, we have our main duo exploring a little marketplace area in a town. Now this page is definitely the most character-heavy one that I did throughout the month. Our characters May and Tycho walk into a local tavern to see what would be our next character in the story, arm wrestling an orc. This leads us to the following page, where Soren joins the group. I drew this with the idea that Tycho was probably great friends with May, but ended up somehow being even better friends with Soren. So now our party of three continue on their adventure, wandering through a crystal cavern. This was really fun to draw, not only because I got to work with various values of gray, but also kind of create a more cool tone piece compared to the previous pages. I had a really fun time drawing this next page. I entitled this one Shelter, where our main party tries to seek refuge from the rain outside, and it allowed me to just draw a cute little moment between the characters. And then the next panel portrays them after the rain stopped and coming across a giant mansion that they'll explore. So of course the following page is them walking through what appears to be a haunted or maybe enchanted mansion. This one was also fun to draw because it gave me a little bit of a kind of fantasy Scooby-Doo situation where you have Soren and Tycho running away from ghosts on the first floor while May is preoccupied by the living portraits upstairs. This page introduces the last member of the party. In a small chapel, May, Soren, and Tycho come across a young girl named Celia, who's the priestess of the small chapel. So now that the party is complete, I wanted a small piece that just showed them kind of interacting in a peaceful setting. So I thought, no better way to portray that than with a picnic. This piece really allowed me to think about my characters, how they would sit, how they would eat, and just how they would present themselves in front of each other. And now we are starting to near the end as our party looks on to their final destination, a fortress looming over the horizon. I was really happy with how the sky and the colors turned out in this one. And an adventure story like this wouldn't be complete without a boss battle at the end. Here we see our party fighting a giant rock/lava golem. And with the golem defeated, our party finds a little bit of rest in a treasure room. And here's the last drawing of Inktober. Our party returns home to May's house, bringing along the treasure that they will split between them. A happy conclusion to this small Inktober story. So here's the first drawing of Inktober, and here's the last drawing of Inktober, showing just how far our protagonist has come throughout the month. So that was my Inktober for 2018. I know I drew less than in previous years, but I also feel like this year was even more challenging, having to come up with a narrative throughout the month. And I hope you enjoyed watching the sketchbook tour. If you like me, if you like my videos or my art, please consider supporting me on Patreon or Ko-Fi. It goes back to helping replenish the art supplies I use for Inktober and other work, and helps me create more content for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me on my various social media. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.